Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mid-Level Media. I'm back out hunting for movies. I'm trying to get some cheap movies, thrifting at the Game Exchange again. So I went to the other Game Exchange in my area, which you may or may not have Game Exchanges in your area, but it's basically a used movie and video game shop. They also sell toys and things like that. Who doesn't these days? But I noticed when I went in there, a few days ago, last week, I don't know what I'm going to put this video out, but they had a 50% off sale on their DVDs and Blu-rays. It seemed like they were trying to get rid of them. So I figured that store had a pretty low select. I mean, they had a lot, but they didn't have as much as this store usually has, because this is the one that I usually come to the most. But I figured if they had a 50% off sale, that this one would probably have a 50% off sale as well. So I'm going to check out the movies here, the Blu-rays, the DVDs, the 4K, see if I can get a good deal, see if I can find some good stuff, because I was pretty happy with my haul the other day. But yeah, guys, this will probably be a pretty short video. I'm just going in here hunting for some movies. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, here we are walking into the other Game Exchange. Maybe they don't have any movies anymore at all. Maybe they sold them all. That's a possibility as well. But hopefully they got a good selection and they're 50% off. All right, guys, so I'm back in the car, and they were not doing the 50% off sale the other Game Exchange was doing, so I only got one movie, and I got a couple of games, some PS3 games. So if you remember at the beginning of the year, I said I was trying to collect for the PS3. So I got a couple more games because they had a better selection right now than they did at the beginning of the year, or at least a selection that was cleaner, I guess, because I try to buy games that are in decent shape for good prices. But I got the game Red Faction Armageddon, which I remember playing Red Faction Guerrilla, but I never played this one. I think it came out right after it, but I really like Guerrilla, so I might check this one out at some point. But this one cost $4.99 to get that one, so I thought it was a good price. And then I got a Western game called Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. So when these games came out, like, I wasn't into Westerns, so I didn't really buy Western games other than Red Dead Redemption. I did buy Red Dead Redemption, and that game's awesome. I still haven't played the sequel, but I did want to check this one. I think it's like a first-person shooter Western at some point. You know, sometimes when I'm in my movie room, I got my PS3 set up, I play some games for like 30, 40 minutes. So I'll pop both those in and check them out. And then lastly, on the movie fronts, I did get a movie, guys. I got a Clint Eastwood directed film called Absolute Power, which I do not have in the collection yet. And I don't think this one has a 4K, and I don't think a 4K is coming on the horizon. But it is Warner Brothers, so, I mean, it's possible we could get a 4K of this at some point. But yeah, I haven't seen this. It's got a good cast. Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Ed Harris, Laura Linney, Scott Glenn. Like, there's a lot of great people in this movie, and I'm sure it's awesome because it's Clint, and he always does great work. So, yeah, that's what I got, guys. I was a little disappointed. That was $5.99, by the way. So, not a bad price, but all the other prices in there, like if I'm getting them like full price, they just don't seem worth it. Like, I could get them brand new for a couple of dollars more. Like, most of the Blu-rays are like $7.99, whereas this one I think was like 11 or 12 on Amazon. So getting it for $5.99, like, that feels like a deal. And this Blu-ray case is in good shape as well. But the other stuff, like, it's just not in very good shape, and they're still charging $8 for it. I look on Amazon, it's going for 10. So it's like, when I was in there last week, you know, to get a Blu-ray for $3, like, it's fine if it's not in great condition, because $3 is $3. That's a good deal. But like, if I'm paying $8, you know, and I could get it off of Amazon for $10, it just doesn't seem worth it. It just doesn't seem worth it. But, you know, there you have it, guys. They had a lot of 4Ks in there as well. Like, they had a really good selection of 4Ks, but most of those were like $17 to $20. And again, it's like Amazon runs deals that are better than those most of the time, and you can get them for brand new. So it's like they need to look at their pricing a little bit more in these stores. Half Price Books is getting pretty bad as well, but they're not as bad as Game Exchange. But all right, thank y'all for watching this video. I'm sorry if you're disappointed, but we did some movie hunting. It's always, you know, at least interesting to check out like the selection. You know, there's some cool stuff in there. Like, there was a Dark Knight of the Scarecrow Blu-ray that I believe was signed by somebody in the film. That was actually pretty cool. But thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.